Good morning, friends. Today, in the subject of network analysis, we are going to learn about graph theory, the basic part of graph theory. Graph theory is also known as topology, that deals with properties of network which are unaffected when the network is stretched, twisted, or otherwise distorted in any manner the size and the shape of the network. The second point is of the graph theory, which is also known as topology, is it is not concerned with the particular types of elements appearing in the circuit. It is not at all concerned with the particular types of elements appearing in the circuit, but only with the way in which branches and nodes are connected or arranged. Let us understand what is meant by graph. A graph is of a network is something corresponding to a given network is obtained by replacing all circuit elements with lines. This is so simple. Alright, let me repeat it once again. A graph corresponding to a given network circuit is obtained or found by replacing all circuit elements with lines. There are basically in this category two types of graph we will study. One is your connected graph. Connected graph in which connected graph is this one is your connected graph. This is your connected graph. A connected graph in which at least one path exists between any two nodes of the graph. This is clear from the definition that between two nodes there will be a connection. There exists a line, there exists a path. If the network has a transformer as one of the elements, then the resultant graph is unconnected. Please mark this. The second B part is directed or oriented graph. A graph that has all the nodes and branches numbered and also directions are given to the branches. What is the key point of this point? Point number B has two key points, that a graph that has all the nodes and branches numbered, key point 1, and also directions, key point 2. This is very important for the definition of directed or oriented graph. Let me repeat it once again. A graph that has all the nodes and branches numbered and also directions are given to the branches. Then what is subgraph? Subgraph is actually subset of a graph. We have studied graph set theory. There is a set, there is a subset. Likewise, there is a graph, then there is subgraph. Subgraph is the part of the graph. If graph is the universal set, then subgraph will be your subset. Okay, subgraph is contained within the graph. Okay, the graph will contain subgraph. So it is written here, the subset of a graph, if the number of nodes and branches of a subgraph is less than that of the graph, obviously, then the subgraph is said to be proper. The subgraph is said to be proper. It exists. See this. Typical example is given here. Example number 1. Example number 1, in which we are going to see how actually graph look like. And if a circuit is given like this, this is your given circuit. See this. This is blue numbered is your node 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is node, and these nodes are connected with each other. All the nodes are connected with each other with the given elements. Please mark in the given circuit diagram or network, you have been given the position of nodes. It is clearly specified where is the node number 1, where is the node number 2, 3, 4 likewise, and it is also given the direction of the circuit. It means from where to where current is flowing in the circuit. From where to where circuit current is flowing, it is given. See this? In this path from 1 to 2, the direction is given like this. From 1 to 3, the direction is given like this. The element is given. The element is given. See, this element is given. Okay. Now, when we draw its graph, what we do basically, first of all, we draw all the nodes given in the circuit. All the nodes. There are 4 nodes. So, we have drawn 4 nodes. Node 1, node 2, node 3 and node 4. Node 4 is your reference node. It is clearly visible here. What we are going to do, we are just connecting all the nodes with a path. That will be your graph. This circuit will be represented by its graph when all the nodes are drawn like this. This is drawn like this. See this? 1, 2, 3 or 4. It is connected. It is connected. It is connected. 1 connected, 2 connected, 3 connected. 1 is connected to 3. 1 is connected to 4 like this, and 4 is connected to 3. See this. So this is your graph. It's a circuit and its graph. Okay. Now when we incorporate in this existing graph the given directions of the current flow, this is given. The flow IC given, the flow of IR2 is given, direction is given. In the graph there is missing, direction is not given. Direction, I have not taken the direction. Now if I will incorporate or add direction into the graph, it will become directed graph. This is as simple as that. As the name itself suggests, directed. It means what? It will have direction. Direction of what? What is the direction inferred in the circuit? Direction of, obviously there is direction of current flowing. So current flowing direction is given. Look, the current Ix is flowing from node 4 to node 1. Given. So I have given directions like this. From node 2 to node 4, the direction is from node to node 4. So direction is like this. In the path of between node 3 and node 4, the direction is downward IR2. So direction is downward IR2, that is from 3 to 4. In between 1 and 2, the direction is from 1 towards 2. So direction is given from 1 towards 2. In the path connecting 1 to 3, the direction is IL. See this? The direction is from 1 towards L, away from 1 and towards 3. See this? And in the path connected between node number 2 and node number 3, node number 2 and node number 3, it is IR2 from 2 to 3. From 2 to 3. So I have put the direction here. This will make directed graph. One is, the first step is your graph, and when you incorporate the direction into the graph, existing graph of the circuit, so it will become directed graph. It is as simple as it looks like. Nothing like a rocket science in this. Okay. See this. This is another example I have taken. The points are the maximum number of branches possible in a circuit will be equal to the number of nodes or vertices. This is important for your objective questions, examinations. And point number B, there are at least 2 branches in a circuit. Of course, there will be at least 2 branches in a circuit. We have studied in our basic introductory network analysis class also. This one is also very important. See this. This one is also having blue colored node, node 1, node 2, node 3, and the reference node 4, the reference node 4. What we are going to do? We are going to do put this 1, node number 2, node number 2, node number 3, node number 3. Okay. Reference node 4, reference node 4. Okay. From node 4 to node 1, there are 2 connected. There are 2 branches connected. One is 5 ampere branch and one is R5 branch. Although R5 is resistance and 5A is your current source, but I am saying like so because to make it very easy to understand. Okay, so see this, it is connected like this. One for the 5 ampere current source, and the second one is for R5 branch. We'll update this graph later on in this video. From 1 to 2, there is this for R1. For connection between 2 to 3, there is R2 represented by B here, and previously it was represented by A. In between 2 and 4, there is capacitor. See this. In between 2 and 4, there is capacitor. It is represented by this E. And in between 3 and 4, there is R4, which is represented by F. So this makes your graph. And points we should keep in mind that the maximum number of branches possible in a circuit will be equal to the number of nodes or vertices. The maximum number of branches possible in a circuit will be equal to the number of nodes or vertices. There are at least 2 branches in a circuit. See this. From the previous diagram, this is for a circuit and its directed graph. How to draw its directed graph, we'll see it once again. The point of concern is key idea is each of the lines of the graph is indicated a reference direction by an arrow. Reference direction, it is given in the circuit of concern by an arrow. Look this, by an arrow, it is given to you by an arrow. It is given to you. And the resultant graph is called oriented graph or directed graph. What we have done, we have drawn the graph of this circuit given in the previous slide, the previous frame. Now what we are going to do this, we are just going to do this, we will just put on the given direction of the graph. By doing this, we will be able to get oriented graph or reference graph. Nothing less or nothing more. We are just adding, means you have graph plus put the directions given. This is directions given. So it will become a oriented graph or directed graph, as simple as it. So we have seen What makes a graph oriented graph or directed graph? Let us move forward to understand one more example. See this? This is your node A, this is node B, this is node C, this is node B. Number of nodes, how much? 4. Okay. From A to B, it is connected R1 and this voltage source V1, DC voltage source. DC voltage source or the voltage source is shorted. When we draw the line or graph, it is shorted. It is short circuited. It is short circuited in the graph. You can see here, it is short circuited. From B to D, there is branch number 5 I have given here. So branch number 5 is here. 1 is okay, 5 is okay. From A to B, branch number 2. From B to C, branch number 4. Branch number 4 is okay. Branch number 4. From A to C, the upper portion of this, there is branch number 3. Branch number 3 represented by a path connected like this. It is okay. From C to D, this is branch number 6, path number 6. So it is path number 6. From C to D, the another path 7, it is your current source. Whenever current source is there, it is drawn in the graph but shown by open circuit. It is drawn in the graph but shown by the open circuit. So open circuit, it is redundant to show in the graph. So it is not shown ultimately in the graph. When it is a current source, the path number 7 there, it is, when it is converted to graph, it is shown by open circuit. So it is understood that it is shown by a open path. So ultimately in the final graph, it is actually not shown like this. This was your final graph and it was not shown. Okay, let us move towards tree. This is very important. Tree is a connected subgraph. It is subgraph having all the nodes of a graph without any loop. This is very important, without any loop. This is very important. There should not be any closed path. That is, it should have open structure, open graph. Thus, a tree is a subgraph that has the following properties. Property number 1. It must consist of all nodes of a complete graph. It should have all nodes. For a graph having n number of nodes, the tree of the given graph will have n minus 1 branches. There exists one and only one path between any pair of nodes. The tree should not have any closed path as depicted or said above with the definition. The rank of a tree is n minus 1. This is also the rank of the graph to which the tree belongs. Twigs. The branches of a tree are known as twigs. I am repeating it once again. The branches of a tree are known as twigs, links or cords. I will say links or cords. What is that? First, the branches that are removed from the graph. The branches that are removed from the graph while forming a tree are termed as links या फिर cords. Links are complement of twigs. Core tree क्या है? Core tree is the graph constituted with links is known as core tree. This is so simple. And See this? This is our given graph. This is node 1, this is node 2, node 3, this is your node 4. So tree should have all the nodes 1, 2, 3 and 4. A tree should have all the nodes 1, 2, 3 and 4. It should not have a closed path. So it is not having a closed path. Look this. The dotted lines are different and this dashed line, the bold line is a tree. The bold line is a tree like this. The bold line is tree. Note this, note this, note this. The first tree and the second tree is like this. So you are not finding any closed path. It is open from here, it is open from here. Okay, it is open from here, it is open from here. So the remaining portion of the tree that would otherwise make it a connected graph is twigs. That is, what are twigs? Twigs is A, B, D. Twigs is actually the branch of the tree and the remaining portion is your legs or core tree. The twigs of the branch of tree is A, B, B and this is D, D. And the remaining is C, C, E and F, E and F in this tree. And in the second tree, this is the twigs are A, this is B, this is F, this is A, B, F. And the remaining portions that would otherwise make it a complete graph, that is your C, that is your B, that is your E, that is your C, B, E. Okay, so tree is as simple as that. Links or core tree are shown by dotted portion and twigs of a tree is shown by dashed. Okay, the bold line shows you the tree structure and the branches of tree is your twigs. This is all about in this video. We will be continuing with the next topic in the next video. Thank you for watching this video and study well, stay happy. Thank you so much. The next is your basic matrices. There are number of matrices used in network graph theory or in topology, and the important ones are complete incident matrix denoted by AA, incident matrix, tie set matrix and cut set matrix. We are going to study about all these matrices in detail, their definitions, their elementary definitions, and with example we'll have illustration of all these matrices. First of all, let's have incidence matrix. Incidence matrix is denoted by A or AA. Let's suppose if a graph is having nodes N and branch B, then the order of incident matrix is N cross B, or it is written as like this. The definition or the elemental definitions, how it is formed, it is given by Aij is equal to the first possibility, it would be 1 if current of branch J leaves the node I. Second possibility, it will be -1 if current of branch J is entering to node I. And the third possibility is 0 if branch J is not incident at node I. Incident means to go inside to a point. Just mark the word branch J and node I. Branch J and node I. Here it is also branch J and node I. Aij means I is your node, and J is your branch, as written here. Let's have this more with an example. This is your graph given. This is your graph given. A circuit given. This is your circuit given. Or we have to construct graph out of this circuit. That is, it will contain all the nodes: node 1, node 2, node 3 and node 4. Okay, so the number of nodes is 4. It will contain all the nodes, as we have seen this definition in the previous video, and this is exactly having all the nodes. All the nodes of the circuit is in the graph. So connect all the nodes as per the definition. Voltage source will be short circuited, current source will be open circuited. Hence there is no current source, so no need to bother about whether to open circuit or not. There is no current source here. But there is short circuit, there is voltage source, so it has to be short circuit like this. We have short circuited branch number 5. The nomenclature of branch number is not given here, and the nomenclature of nodes is also not given to you. So you are free to choose the numbering of nodes and the numbering of branch as per your wish. If it is given in the question, so attach with the given nomenclature of the circuit. So I have chosen, this is node 1, you can have something else, but this is just for understanding. This is your number of branches, which is 6. Number of branches 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 and 6. Keep in mind that direction of the circuit is given, and that same direction has to be translated into once you make the graph. See this is the complete incidence matrix of the graph. This is complete incidence matrix of the graph. I have kept nodes like this, and this is your branches. What was the number of nodes? The number of nodes was 4. Node 1, node 2, node 3 or node 4. What was the number of branches? It was having 6 number of branches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Write it like here. So as per the definition, what is the position of branch 1 at node 1? Let us see. What is the position of branch 1 at node 1? See this graph. Branch 1, this is the branch 1 at position at node 1. So it is leaving. For the leaving, what was the definition? For the leaving, the definition was, see this. This is, if current of branch J leaves the node I, so it is 1. If it is leaving, it is +1. If it is entering, it is -1. Or if it is not at all related to the node, if branch and node are not related, so it is 0. So it is leaving, so put 1. Branch 2, let's see, branch 2 and node 1. This is branch 2 and node 1. This is branch 2, this is node 1. The direction of current of branch 2 is entering to node 1, so it is -1. So it is -1 as per the definition. See this, -1 as per the definition. Branch 3, current of branch 3. See this, current of branch 3. This is your branch 3. current of branch 3 is not related to node 1, so it is disjoint, no relation at all. So for the no relation at all, put 0. So we have put 0 like this. So we have seen all three different cases. If you do it by yourself, it will be very easy to understand, to write yourself. And in this way we have constructed this complete incidence matrix of the graph. Now from this chart, node branch chart, construct or make this matrix, complete incident matrix, which is, this is your column 1, column 2, column 3, 4, 5, 6. This is your column. 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 And this is your column number 6. Okay. And this is your row 1. This is your row 2. This is your row 3. This is your row 4. Okay. One very important thing I would like to say here. There is one another matrix related to this complete incident matrix, that is your reduced incidence matrix. Listen it very carefully. It is reduced incidence matrix. As the name itself suggests, it is a reduced one. A reduction has been occurred in your complete incidence matrix. At what level a reduction has occurred? At the node level. What you have to do? Just omit or delete one row. Just delete one row and write you will have reduced incidence matrix. Reduced incidence matrix will have only this. Okay. The first was your complete incidence matrix, and the second what I have done is your reduced incidence matrix. Okay. See the definition. Reduced incidence matrix is denoted by AR. It is denoted by AR. It is denoted by AR. So, reduced incidence matrix is obtained by removing any row of the complete incidence matrix. I have removed the last row. You can remove the first row and keep the rest as it is. You can remove the second row and keep the rest as it is. Or likewise you can remove the nth row and keep the rest as it is. So the order will be obviously we are removing one node equation or node row, so it is n minus 1 into B. The order is n minus 1 cross B or into B. One is the loop matrix or circuit matrix denoted by B. Let's suppose a graph is having a number of nodes n, number of branches B. So circuit matrix or loop matrix B is a rectangular matrix. Mark this, is a rectangular matrix of order B columns and as many rows as there are loops, and as many rows as there are loops. The definition of elements of loop matrix. The elements of loop matrix is given by Vij. Vij. This is I4 loop, I4 loop and J4 branch. Elements of loop matrix is generally represented by Bij, whose value is possibility 1. इसकी वैल्यू 1 होगी if branch J is in loop I and their orientation coincide. अगर वो लूप I के अंदर होगा ब्रांच J और उसकी ओरिएंटेशन कोइंसाइड करेगी तो पोजीशन उसकी वैल्यू होगी 1. दूसरे संभावना में, दूसरे पॉसिबिलिटी में, इन द सेकंड पॉसिबिलिटी -1 इफ ब्रांच J इज इन लूप I में ब्रांच होगा पर उसकी ओरिएंटेशन कोइंसाइड नहीं करेगी, देयर ओरिएंटेशन डू नॉट कोइंसाइड। तीसरी संभावना में इन द थर्ड पॉसिबिलिटी उसकी वैल्यू होगी 0, उसकी वैल्यू 0 इफ ब्रांच J इज नॉट इन लूप I। 0 तब होगी जब ब्रांच A लूप I में होगा ही नहीं, जब ब्रांच J लूप I में है ही नहीं तो ओरिएंटेशन की बात होगी ही नहीं। इस अवस्था में, इस सिचुएशन में, इस केस में उसकी वैल्यू होगी Bij की वैल्यू होगी 0। इसको हम देख लेते हैं। एग्जाम्पल है, दिस इज योर ग्राफ, नोड 1, node 2, node 3, node 4. Okay. Now the branches 1, 2, 3, 4 और a diagonal branch 5। हमें इसमें क्या लिखना है? हमें लिखना है इसमें Bij। I लूप है और J ब्रांचेस है, तो हमने एक तरफ लूप लिख लिया, ओके। लूप कितने बने हमारे पास? लूप बने, the first loop comprises 1, 3, 4 node. See the triangle 1, 3, 4. Okay, so this is your loop one direction. This is your loop one direction. It is given. And this is your loop 2, comprises node 1, 2, and 3. This is your loop 2. The red dotted circle is your for loop 2, and the loop 1 that comprises the whole circuit, the whole graph 1, 2, 3 and 4. This is your orientation of loop 3. Now see, loop 1, branch 1. Where is the branch 1? This is the branch 1. Branch 1 and loop 1. So branch 1 and loop 1 is not at all connected, so it is 0. Branch 2 and branch loop 1. So branch 2 is not in the loop 1, so it is 0. Branch 3. See this branch 3. This is your branch 3. Branch 3 contained in the loop 1. And the orientation of branch is this and loop is this. Orientation is same, so it is 1. See this branch 4. Branch 4 का orientation upward है और यहाँ पर loop 1 का भी orientation upward है, दोनों content भी है। और so in this way we have to construct our loop matrix B. See this branch number 5. This is a branch number 5 in loop 1. So branch number 5 is having same orientation as loop 1, like this, so it is 1. Branch number 5 for the loop number 2. It is having different and opposite orientation, so it is -1. Branch number 5 is not contained within loop number 3. This is your loop number 3. Okay, so it is 0. So put this like a matrix representation. It is your loop matrix B. Now let us understand cut set schedule or matrix, which is represented by QC. Cut set schedule matrix. Let's suppose for a graph, if it is having n number of nodes and b number of branches, then cut set schedule or matrix QC is a rectangular matrix of order b columns and as many rows as there are picks or cut set. Elements of fundamental cut set matrix is given by Aij, whose definition is like this. Aij. J is represented for branch and I is represented for twigs. The Aij value will be 1 if branch J has same orientation as that of corresponding twig of cut set. Aij value will be -1 if orientation of branch J is not coinciding with corresponding twig of cut set. It will be 0. The value of Aij will be 0 if branch J is not in the cut set. Let's have example. Form the fundamental cut set matrix for the given graph. This is a graph given. This is a graph given. So let us understand how to form the fundamental cut set matrix of any given graph. The solution goes like that. We have to select a tree of the given graph. So select tree like this. I have selected like this. You are free to select any of the trees of all the possible trees of the given graph. Okay, so I have selected this. This is having branch 3, this is having branch 1, this is having branch 5, and do not change the orientation of the tree which is the subset of the given branch, given graph. Let's see, I have drawn this links, link number 2 or link number 4. So the twigs are 1, 3, 5. Twigs are 1, this is 1, 3, and this is 5. And links are this is link 1, that is branch number 2. This is link 4, that is branch number 4. Now let us understand cut set, how to draw cut set. Cut set corresponding to number A, corresponding to twig 1. This is your twig 1. Twig 1. Where is the twig 1? This is your twig 1. This is your twig 1. Corresponding to this one. Now put a cut set like this. I have drawn this, a dotted red line here, which is cutting this twig 1 once. It is also cutting, if it is cutting twig 1, it is also cutting link 2, it is also cutting link 4. And this is the orientation of the cut set. This is twig 1, this is twig 1, and branches 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Now let us have for branches 1 and branches 2. Add the twig 1 for the twig 1. See this, branch 2, branch 1 and branch 4. The orientation is same, the orientation is same, and the orientation is same. So it is at 2 it is 1, at 1 it is 1, at branch 4 it is 1. The rest are not connected, not concerned, so it is 0. Likewise we have done this for twig number 3 and twig number 5. Let us understand the cut set corresponding to twig number 3. This is twig 3, this is twig 3, and I have put a cut set. This is your cut set whose orientation is like this, orientation is like this, orientation is like this. So corresponding to twig 3, this cut set has cut only branch number 4, branch number 4, this, and branch number 3. So it is 1 and 1, and direction is actually supporting, orientation is same, so it is +1 +1. As corresponding to twig 5, it is cutting branch number 5 and it is cutting branch number 4. See this, the orientation is like this, the orientation is like this, orientation is like this, orientation is like this, orientation is like this. For the twig 5, for the twig 5, 1 is not connected, so 0, 2 is not connected, so it is 0, 3 is not connected, so it is 0. What about 4? 4 is connected, but the orientation is opposite, so it is -1. 5 is concerned and the orientation is same, so it is 1. This is your cut set matrix, the fundamental cut set matrix, and in this way you can draw, you can have cut set matrix. Let us separate the number of twigs and the number of links like this by a dotted line. In the branches of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in the branches of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, there are certain twigs, twigs 1, twigs 3 and twig 5, and there are link number 2 and link number 4. These are links. So what I have done, we have separated like this, one side twig, put one side links. So put all the values corresponding to twig number 1, but mark this, the position of twigs has not been changed. That you have chosen a tree, and as per your chosen tree the twigs will be fixed 1, 3 or 5. So put or rearrange as per the twigs and links and put a division dotted line like this. You will see that the twig cut set matrix will be equal to unity. It is unity, and it is link cut set matrix. So the entire cut set matrix can be written as twig cut set matrix separated by link cut set matrix. The twig cut set matrix is nothing but unity matrix. That is, the diagonal value is 1, 1 and 1. You can see. Triset and triset matrix. Triset is set of branches which form the closed path in a graph. There is one triset corresponding to each link. Orientation of closed loop is same as that of link. And the triset matrix is given by a graph whose number of nodes is n and the number of branches b, and the number of triset is given by b minus n plus 1. Kindly note this, b minus n plus 1, and order is bl into b, bl cross b. Bl is your link branches and b is your branches. This is all about this video. And triset matrix, and the formation of triset matrix is very easy once you know the definition of the elements of triset matrix. For my students, I am going to provide the notes of this triset matrix. It is of just one example. By doing one example, it will be very easy to understand triset matrix, and if time permits, I will put that solve examples for other students. And dear friends, what I am saying here, that after we have studied incident matrix, cut set matrix, complete incident matrix or reduced incident matrix, it will be very easy to form yourself this triset matrix. Okay, so thank you so much for watching this video. I hope it was very clear to you. Thank you.